committee has a rare opportunity to both protect the environment and to protect the taxpayers' pocketbooks. The greatest threat to our planet at this moment is the threat we face from our changing climate. And if we're going to be serious about staving off the worst effects of this climate change, we're going to have to get serious about cutting the amount of methane that's being released into the atmosphere. When it's released into the atmosphere, methane becomes approximately 84 times more potent than carbon dioxide as a global warming pollutant. But when it's captured, methane actually becomes a valuable natural resource that can be used to heat homes and businesses across the country. In 2018, the largest industrial source of methane waste and pollution in the United States was the oil and gas industry. According to the Governmental Accounting Office, between 2009 and 2015, oil and gas producers on public and Indian lands flared, vented, and leaked enough natural gas to supply over 6 million households for a year, costing the taxpayers who own that gas as much as $23 million a year. Plus, releasing this harmful pollutant into our atmosphere, it does more than just harm our economy and fuel the climate crisis. It also harms the health of people who live nearby. When methane is released from oil and gas operations, it's often accompanied by volatile organic compounds and other hazardous air pollutants known to cause respiratory damage, cancer, birth defects, and nervous system damage. When the previous administration rolled back the Obama administration's methane waste rules that required oil and gas companies to reduce their methane emissions, they put the public's health and our chances to end the climate crisis at serious risks, not to mention costing the taxpayers millions of dollars. If allowed to stand, the rollbacks will increase our nation's methane emissions by nearly 1.6 million tons by 2025. It'll also result in more hazardous air pollutants in the air we breathe, and it will waste over $1 billion in natural gas that belongs to the American people. $1 billion. These rollbacks were so egregious that major natural gas companies, businesses that supposedly benefited from the rollbacks, actually opposed them. So my Methane Waste Prevention Act of 2021, which is the bill we're considering right now, will undo the dangerous rollbacks and require the BLM to update its methane waste prevention requirements to better protect the health and resources of the American people. Under this legislation, BLM will be required to promulgate new rules that will require gas producers operating on public lands to capture 85% of all the gas produced within 3 years of enactment and 99% within 5 years. It'll also immediately end the practice of venting natural gas on public lands and ban flaring.
I want to respond to Starber Amendment.
I would ask my colleague, I would ask my colleagues to please mute. This bill is an important first step to ending the climate crisis, and I urge all of my colleagues in the committee to support it. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields.